We are just going to say no to toxic people in 2022. Hey guys, before we get started, I just want to ask that you like the video, comment if anything resonates with you, and please subscribe to my channel. What's up, everybody? Ty Rivera here, the absolute best LGBTQ comedian in the world. Anyway, something just drew me to make this video, so maybe it's just one person that needs to hear it. And if it's just one person that needs to hear it, then that's what it's made for, and I hope it helps you out, because here's what I posted. Don't let toxic people convince you that New Year's means you have to allow them back into your life. I forgive you, but I'll also allow you to stay back in 2021 forever. I'm going to tell you guys how this relates to me personally, and I'm also going to let you know why it is. I think it's very important that people know this, and it's really because toxic people are very manipulative. So they will try to convince you that you are not being a nice person because you won't allow them back into your life after they did some stuff that you find unforgivable or you just wouldn't accept from anybody. And that's the situation I was in tonight. Here's the deal. There's this particular person that I used to hang out with. I used to be friends with this person. And anybody that really knows me, not people on the internet that'll tell you I'm a terrible person or whatever, people that really know me know that I am very nice to my friends. I'm very generous with my friends. I will give my friends advice. I will try to help them out as much as I possibly can. And that was the situation I had with this particular person. At a point, me and this person had a falling out. I can have a falling out with friends and never have the public actually hear about it. You know, we can just resolve it between us at some point. We can have a cooling off period for a while. I won't badmouth you. I'll just keep it completely to myself. I know not everybody goes about things this way, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine if somebody just says a couple things about me. This person went the extra mile, though. Not only did they talk about me to other people, they tried to make trouble for me in a work situation. They tried to get a room shut down because, you know, I'm in the comedy world. So I was starting up an open mic, and that was to be as a service to the Las Vegas comedy community. This person tried to get that shut down. They contacted the owner. They said that they were going to protest the situation, you know, protest my night. Then there was a time where I put out this podcast episode where I referenced a comedian on the comedy scene that had died, and I felt a particular way about it. You know, I felt I felt sad about it. And so I talked about it. And I know that he has a wife, or, you know, now a widow, that is involved in the Vegas comedy scene. And I knew that there was a chance she'd end up hearing about the podcast. And I didn't have anything bad to say about him in the first place. And so I was very careful in choosing my words, because while I haven't been married, I have been in love. And I didn't want to do anything that would hurt somebody that was already hurting. So I was very careful in my wording. But still, this other person jumped in and tried to make it seem like I had said something wrong, started contacting my friends, put up a post on social media asking people, call to action for people to try to get my podcast taken down, to report it to YouTube. But I hadn't done anything against terms of service, and I hadn't even done anything that could be considered in bad taste. And so this person's whole thing was they were saying that I had hurt the family and I had hurt the widow. And so I ended up running into the widow just, you know, on happenstance. And I talked to her and I let her know, hey, if anything I said offended you, if there was anything that bothered you about my podcast, please let me know. Send me a message or tell me now. You know, I mean, like if I have to edit something out, I'm open to that. I'm fully open to hearing from you. The widow herself let me know that this wasn't an issue for her. So then what happened was I leave this person alone, right? I completely leave them alone, because here's the other thing with me. Even if you try to play dirty against me, I will just leave you alone. I don't want any of that negativity, toxicity. I just don't want it. And people will make it seem like I want it because I'm very good at shutting things down. But that's what people don't acknowledge about me, is I really do just shut things down. It's just like, okay, this doesn't work for me. I'm just going to completely cut you off. Now, if other friends jump in and try to make me mend the fence with you, I'll burn every bridge that leads to you. That's what I'll do. So I haven't had to do that, though, because my friends do respect that I set down whatever boundaries I set down, and I set them down for whatever reasons that I want to set them down. And that's completely my choice. And that's what I want all of you to know, is that it's perfectly okay for you to do the same thing. For you to just decide, hey, this person doesn't work for me. This person isn't good to me. This person isn't good for me. And completely just cut them out of your life. And don't worry about it. Don't ask anybody else. You know in your gut, you know in your heart what's good for you. You know what you need to do to protect your own energy. And that's what this is about for me, is I'm just protecting my own energy. I'm just making sure that the space around me is clear. I'm not going to try to, because I do have some influence in the comedy world. I don't try to turn people against this person because, they do comedy as well. I don't try to make it so that they can't get work. I don't try to make it so that they can't do spots. I don't try to do any of that, because to me, I think that is wasting good energy for bad intentions. Why would I want to work on tearing you down when I can spend that same time working to elevate myself? That's just the long and the short of the way I feel about these situations. So I completely leave this person alone. Now, mind you, like I said, me and this person have mutual friends. So that means every once in a while, me and this person are going to be in the same space. I have no problem with that either. Not only do I not have a problem with you living your life, I don't care if you're living your best life. It doesn't bother me even a little bit to see you out enjoying yourself, talking to the same people I know, hanging out in the same circle I am. Just leave me alone is all I ask. Just stay away from me, because I don't bother people. I don't shade people. I don't try to make it known that I don't like that person, or I'm ignoring you energy. None of that. You just don't exist in my head. That's the way that I honestly do see it. And so tonight, I'm out for New Year's Eve, and I had done one show, and then I showed up at a second show, and I was there just to support my friend Stephen Briggs, who's also a very funny comedian. And then they asked me last minute if I wanted to do a set. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do a set. I'm here. Stephen's my friend. Stephen was the one technically that asked me. And so I went ahead and did a set. But afterwards, I'm just hanging out, celebrating the new year, because midnight hit shortly after the show. And this person approaches me and comes up to me with I know you hate me, and I just was like, just get away from me. And I just walked away. I was like, I don't want to hear this. Which I've already had to say to this person one other time, which this person doesn't understand. I want nothing to do with you. I don't want to repair the friendship. To me, there is no friendship. There's no relationship there. Please go enjoy your life. Live it to the fullest. Just leave me alone. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. And thankfully tonight, nobody gave me a hard time about that. Nobody tried to talk to me about that. Everybody technically did understand where I was coming from, because when I was, because I had to address it with certain people, because people would mention, that they were there, the other person was there, or, that they had seen the other person. And I was just like, yeah, I just, don't want anything to do with that person. And nobody questioned it, because I'm not coming from a malicious place. And that's what I think everybody needs to understand, and not because I want anybody to understand me in this way, but just for yourselves. If for any reason you have decided that a person is not good for you, just step away from that person. And you'll really know that it's manipulation when somebody comes to you in that energy, that I know you hate me, but no, I don't hate you. I want nothing to do with you. Don't try to turn it into a victimization where all of a sudden I'm actively hating you, so I'm doing something bad to you, and now you've got to come over and correct me or make sure that it gets cleared up. There's nothing to clear up. And in 2022, I've decided that I'm not dealing with any of that. I mean, I already haven't dealt with a lot of it in the preceding years, but 2022, I will be dealing with none of it. And what will eventually happen, what this person doesn't realize, is, like I said, I will still continue to do nothing to this person. No negativity this person's way. But what will eventually happen is this person, if they continue to bother me, will eventually begin to lose favor with our mutual friends, because our mutual friends have already started to tell this person, just leave him alone. If he doesn't want anything to do with you, then just leave him alone. One friend accidentally kind of aggravated the situation, I guess, by telling that person that I missed them. And I know how they misconstrued what I said, but I hadn't said that I missed them. What I said was there was a conversation that me and this friend were having, and I said that when we were friends, I really did enjoy being friends with that person. But once I saw the side of that person that was truly destructive, truly toxic, I felt like my friendship with that person never really existed because the person I thought they were didn't really exist, because I would never be friends with somebody like that. And I'm not saying that just to be spiteful or just to be mean, but I would never be friends with anybody that's that toxic. It's just not what I do. It's not what my circle's about. My friends are all about taking accountability and coming up with productive solutions for problems that we have, not only with each other, if we ever do have problems with each other, which is very rare. But like, if we ever do have a misunderstanding, my friends, we try to find a productive way to deal with that. It's not about trying to tear each other down. It's not about trying to ruin each other's lives and then realizing that we're not going to be effective in that strategy and then deciding, you know what, I want to be your friend after all. Why don't you just, no, I don't want to be your friend. I don't want anything to do with you. And that's what you guys need to understand too, is that it's perfectly okay for you to put down your boundaries in 2022. Stick to your guns. Don't listen to anybody else. Don't ask anybody else what they think. Just do what you have to do. Anyway, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help my channel out, and I really do appreciate it. This has been Ty Rivera, the absolute best LGBTQ comedian in the world. I hope that advice helped you guys.